Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and I am really glad I'm here because I have been away for a week. I drove down to Kentucky for the 2024 Equip Expo. What a great time that was. You've seen some of the videos, meeting up with other YouTube content creators, manufacturers of equipment, and learning about new things. So it was really fun. How you doing, Irma? Did you miss me? Bet she did. So I did that, and then I thought, let me drive 4 hours south and visit my sister and family, and that was a great visit. Turned out to be really great because my generous brother-in-law and family sent me home with some equipment, some things I've been wanting to get for quite a while. This 3-point rake for one, so we can do some trail maintenance, and then you can see up in there is a post hole digger for the tractor, which I've been looking on Marketplace for a couple months. I've made a few offers on some and was just waiting for the right deal because it's not something I really need, but something I want. So he sent me home with that along with 2 auger bits, which is great. So pretty fun. So I'm going to get those off the truck, and I've got a few things to do around here to get ready for the fall. I picked this up the other day, a couple weeks ago. It's a it's called a calf hutch. And it's, it's for a calf, and it's what they often keep the little calves in for veal. But anyway, I thought that's a great size for Irma. Instead of building her a little barn for the winter, why not just give her a big dog house? So I want to power wash that thing and then just set it down in there. It's up to her if she's going to use it or not. A lot of times they just stay out in the weather, but if it gets bad enough, she might use it, I suppose. So that's going to go out there. Her little buddies are out there. We put the nativity set out there thinking it might give her a sense of flock. So, all right, let's do some stuff. I guess we only grabbed 1 auger. I thought we grabbed 2. But that's all right. That's a good one. Guess I don't need the tractor for this one. So all the parts are here. This is a Linebach, which is a good name. Before I actually get to use it, we had to drive out the pins. It had 2 half-inch pins in here, and they were actually twisted in there a little bit, so we couldn't unbolt them and take them out. So I just need to get a couple half-inch shear pins, and then I can hook that auger up. But otherwise, it's good to go. Everything looks like it's in good shape. That's very exciting. I guess this hook up here is so you can hang it to store it, which is a nice idea. What is this for? Right above the gearbox. Is that for pulling things out? Can you hook to that and use it as a lift? Not quite sure what that's for. So if you have one of these, let me know what that hook on the back is for. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple setup. I know on the tractor end, you remove your top link extension. This connects directly to the tractor, and then it just goes to your standard 3-point hitch connection. I think this is a 9-inch auger, which is great for 6x6s, maybe a little overkill for 4x4s, but that'll work. And then on the bottom here, they were showing me, a lot of them have the little corkscrew type end. And they said a lot of times those corkscrew ends just kind of sit on a rock and spin, where this has like a little bit of a chisel end. So apparently that's better than the little corkscrew end. Little crack here, which I could probably put something across there to patch that up, or I could leave it just like it is. That is some caked on mold and mildew. It'll be interesting to see if that comes off. I found the best way to keep these hoses from kinking is to unroll them like this. That way they don't twist up. That's very nice. We'll just shovel some wood chips in there, some straw. You want to try it out, Irma? Come on in. Come on inside. There you go. There you go. Come on in. Here you go. There you go. Come here. Want to come in? Come on, Irm. Come on in, Irm. It's nice. Her sheep-like senses are saying, it's a trap. Don't do it. But the grain is oh so tasty. I just don't know what to do. Well, he's in there, and he's friendly enough. But I'm not sure I trust it. Well, I'm going to leave the grain right in the middle. And then she can take her time getting used to it, deciding if that's what she wants to do. You know you want it. You know you want it. These are pretty neat because they have a vent on top, so when it's hot, you can open up the vent. In the wintertime, we can close up the vent on top. It's got a little window there with a view. I'll leave that open. It's really hot today. We'll leave the vent open too. There's another one in the back that's screwed shut. Otherwise, that's good. I think that's a nice size for a sheep. Here's another fun find I brought home from Tennessee. It's an old part of a hay rake. Good decoration, kind of looks like the sun. I actually towed the camper down to Kentucky because I knew I was going to Tennessee from there, so wanted to have my own travel accommodations with me at all times. It's kind of neat. The Expo Center has an RV lot. They've got hookups. I had electric, water, and sewer. So I had full hookups basically in the parking lot. I was joking with people saying, I'm staying in the parking lot. But I literally did stay in the parking lot there, and it was really kind of neat. So if you're heading to the Expo at any time in the future and you have a camper or RV, know that you can reserve a spot right on site. And this year it was like $80 a night, which wasn't bad considering hotels were upwards of $300. So that worked out pretty well. But I had an accident. I didn't really have an accident, but something happened to the camper somewhere along the way. And I discovered this damage when I was somewhere in West Virginia. I saw this, and my first thought was, what in the world did I do? You know, I thought I must have hit something. But as I investigated this more and more, there's no damage at all to the side, which means if I sideswiped something, that would have damaged the side here too. And look at the damage to this bumper. It just ripped it open. Now, I didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything, so if it was a gas pump or something like that at super low speed, I don't think it would have done this. So what I'm thinking is that probably while I was inside at one of the stops, I think somebody clipped me right at like a 45-degree angle. They just caught the end of that thing, but I can't see any way that I could have done that, you know, especially the way this metal's folded under. That was quite an impact. So that's a bummer, but I'm talking to the insurance company now to see if it's something I can put a claim in on, which I hate to do. Speaking of, this would be a great opportunity for a mad rant about the insurance industry. Now, insurance is a good thing. It can really save you, obviously, if you have a total loss of your home, your vehicle, whatever that is. But remember a couple years ago, I left the tailgate open on the Silverado while I was pulling the trailer, and the jack hit the end of the tailgate and kind of made it moon-shaped. So that was 100% my fault. And turned out that it was covered under my insurance through, I guess, the collision policy. But I thought, okay, insurance is going to pay for it. I've been paying this insurance for quite a while. Turned out to be a $3,000 repair because they had to replace the tailgate, paint it. Pretty expensive. Well, turns out that my insurance went up because of that claim, like $500 a year for 5 years, plus I paid a $500 deductible, which means with that insurance, I paid for that repair myself. And that kind of gets me fuming to think, how can they raise your insurance for using it, you know, when you pay it all that time? Anyway, my $3,000 repair covered by the insurance company was ultimately covered by me, which I think is criminal. I really do, and I don't know why that's allowed, but that's my mad rant against insurance or the insurance industry. Like I said, I'm a fan of insurance. I think it's important, but I think it's got some major flaws, especially when you end up paying for the repair yourself. Very frustrating. This is the ugly side of the barn. It's the lean-to that was never finished. The doors are rotting out. The Tyvek has come off, so it's exposed plywood. We're going to take all this, obviously take the doors out. I'll probably replace it with some windows and a little bit different design, but this needs a lot of work. What I found though, yesterday I was inside the lean-to and I could see clear daylight. There was a bird inside and I thought, how'd you get in here? And I looked and there was clear daylight up in the soffit. So what I found was this whole soffit was wide open. On the inside there were some foam board, which I thought were basically sealing it off, but come to find out it was wide open. So there was some cedar that the previous owners left inside, which was great. So I took these 5 pieces of cedar. I didn't have to cut a single board because the barn is exactly 40 feet wide back here, so that's nice. I screwed them up there, so now that is closed off and we're pretty well sealed up for the winter. I know that rodents and things can get in anywhere. They just need a little hole the size of your finger, but that was that was really wide open. So I did that, and then I shot a little foam in some places too where there were some air gaps and some of the plywood was peeling off. So this is all temporary, but it's a future project. I certainly love having this lean-to. I mean, what a bonus to have behind the barn this giant lean-to. So that's great, but more projects. The other thing I've been doing is cutting trees, obviously chipping wood, but you see that pile there. But when we came here, you could not walk from one end of the back of the barn to the other. It was that grown up. So we've cleared a lot in here, and I'm still clearing in here. So these are all like 3, 4, maybe to 6 inch trees. So the smaller ones, 3, 4 inches, I'm cutting those down, running them through the wood chipper, and I'm going to clear all this small growth out of here because I want to have access to the woods. And this was all clear many years ago, so I want to reclaim that. But we're getting there. I mean, look at this nice area. We can now drive around the barn with the side-by-side or the tractor. Got a few stumps to cut and grind there. But that will lead us back into the forest. I'm not using my brain. I do have 2 augers. I thought for sure we put 2 in the truck. I completely forgot that yesterday I took this one out of the truck. So the other one I think is a 9 inch. This must be a 12 because it's a lot bigger, unless it's a 6 and a 9, but this looks pretty big. So I think that's a 12 inch. So I do have that. And I've got the smaller one here, which is still a nice sized auger. But that's funny. I just thought I was going crazy. So Ann's working on a project down here in the woods, and she took the mule down there. So I'm just going to take the golf cart and see if we can find her. But she's very proud of her project. Hello, Hotch. There she is. So this is Ann's project. I came back here with the Bombylite brush mulcher and I cleared this whole area because you couldn't even walk through it like it is over there. So the brush mulcher pushed all this back, and now she's trimming things that are close to the water because she's making what she calls her beach. So she's got her beach back here and she's been clearing. Now we can walk right up to the water. And it's funny that even though we're in a drought and we don't really have mountains or anything around here, but this water runs year round, which is fun. So, Oh, she didn't want to be on camera, but she's so excited about her beach now. She's talking about. All right, you want to show me what you got over here?
Well, the rest of the beach.
The rest of the beach. She's got a whole shoreline going.
So this is all overgrown.
Again, we couldn't even walk through here.
Then we go through the little grotto. And then you get tack off.
Just
Anyway,
keep cutting.
Hold on, because I want you to go see the water on the other side.
Going through.
Yep, so now we've got the pond.
Oh, now we've got where the water wraps around. Hachi loves to cross that tree over there. It's like a little fun hideout back here. So she's doing a great job with this giant pile of brush all by hand. I'm all about using the machines and the equipment, but Ann does all the tedious stuff by hand. We love this old club car, gas powered. It's a Club Car DS. It's really quiet, super fun to drive, easy to drive, but the Mule is really the vehicle of choice back here because it being four-wheel drive and have lots of power. We do have to climb a pretty steep hill getting out of here, and the golf cart, you know, it can do it, but it doesn't have that much power. So it's nice to have both vehicles, but maybe two side-by-sides would be better than the golf cart and the Mule. But anyway, we need to get out of here. Well, I tell you what, autumn is here and these leaves are falling like rain. Speaking of, we haven't had rain for a good rain for, I don't know, 6, 8 weeks. We are desperately dry, and I know it's going to come because our winters get muddy and yucky, but for now, we actually need quite a bit of rain. I'm happy though that I did put some gutter guard on the front of the barn here because last year those gutters would fill up every week with leaves, get clogged up, and then when it rained, it was like a waterfall coming off the front of the barn. So doing a little more leaf management this year. I was actually thinking about that Yarbo robot that I saw at the Equip Expo, and it has a leaf blower attachment. I thought I could program that thing to just drive up and down the driveway and blow the leaves off. So that would be a fun thing, which by the way, if you've not seen the videos of the expo, you can check those out right here. I've got a couple of videos from that event. Good times if you can get out to Kentucky next year for the Equip Expo. It was great to meet up with folks and see all the new equipment. So at any rate, I want to thank you for being here. If you've not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel or followed on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, I invite you to join me. Thanks for being here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.